Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. If you have been following my channel over the past few months, you know that I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to hand cannons. Hand cannons were my favorite weapon type in year 1. Some of my favorites included the Fatebringer, of course because of its god roll, the Hawkmoon, the Last Word, and of course the Devil You Know. However, hand cannons were hit really hard in the 2.0 weapon balance, and they were no longer as super effective as they used to be. The biggest hits were to accuracy and range, which made the weapon less versatile, and the hit to accuracy meant that you missed more shots, meaning that you needed more bullets to kill the same number of enemies, which of course led us to feel that the hand cannons didn't have enough reserve ammo. Luckily now in the 2.2 weapon balance, Bungie has increased the amount of reserve ammo for hand cannons. That change, in addition to perks that help with stability and target acquisition, can help to restore hand cannons to their former glory. Now, exotic hand cannons like Hawkmoon, The Last Word, and Thorn never really lost their luster thanks to their exotic perks, so they're not going to be the topic of today's conversation. But we are going to take a closer look at some of the endgame legendary hand cannons, specifically the 2 hand cannons that were added in the April update. So let's jump in, starting with Stolen Pride, the hand cannon from the House of Judgment. This weapon falls in the higher rate of fire, lower impact side of the spectrum. The perks on mine include fast draw and steady hand iron sights, and the first column includes reinforced barrel and hand laid stock, with my recommendation being hand laid stock for activities like the Prison of Elders, where you have larger groups of enemies and need to deliver a lot of follow-up shots. And then we've got high caliber rounds, which is going to be really nice against majors and ultras, and then I have a choice between Army of One and Zen Moment. The House of Judgment weapons are very interesting, making you choose between the 2 perks. But of course I recommend Zen Moment if you happen to get it. This weapon is very comparable to the Water Star, which is from the Trials of Osiris, with almost identical stats. So if you already have a Water Star with amazing perks, you're not missing out. As far as the weapon itself, it feels very good. I actually really like the design of this, especially with the chroma activated, and the little spikes at the front of the weapon actually help a little bit with your aiming. You could definitely feel Zen Moment kick in with majors and bosses, and it felt really good. Overall, Stolen Pride is a solid choice, but I think I prefer the other legendary hand cannon added to the game, which is Her Revenge, the hand cannon from the new Queen set. This falls into the lower rate of fire, higher impact side of the spectrum, which is one I prefer for hand cannons, with the first column including quick draw and fast draw iron sights, and the first perk being Spray and Play, which is not outlaw, but still pretty decent. Next is a choice between Snapshot, explosive rounds, and rifled barrel. I recommend Snapshot and rifled barrel for PvP, and explosive rounds for PvE. And then the final perk is Third Eye. This is the only perk that's a bit of a deal breaker for me. Now if you're looking for a similar weapon, you can look no further than the Devil You Know. There's a reason I preferred this over Stolen Pride, and it's because it feels like my favorite hand cannon in the game. Her Revenge is very solid and very hard hitting. For me, I think the god roll would be Outlaw and Hidden Hand. With rolls like that, you'll be able to dish out some serious DPS. Other than that, the weapon has excellent base stats and is really fun to use. Weapons like these are making hand cannons feel really great again, and that's nothing but good news for hand cannon enthusiasts. Now of course, hand cannons do still have a little bit more balancing that is required. I think base accuracy across the board could be a little bit more improved, and I would love to see a slight increase in base damage for high impact hand cannons, just to make them a little bit more formidable against auto rifles and scout rifles in the Crucible. But what are your thoughts on the current state of legendary hand cannons? Leave them in the comments below. Drop a like if you can, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time.